Well, it's Friday that let's try that again. Words. It's Friday. That means it's time to deploy. Obviously, not time to talk. Jeez, Jim, how was your week?
Great week, great week. Short week over here, which was good. Short week's a good week. Yeah.
Yep,
How was your week?
yep. Oh, it's good. Yeah, just it's constant, just busyness. I think so. Cool. All right. Well, let's get into the news. We've got a bunch of things to talk about. So, some of you may not know that actually Octopus Deploy is available on Azure Marketplace. So, this is our press release that we put out. For those who are curious, you can check out our listing up on the Azure Marketplace now. So, I know that we've talked about this historically before, Jim, but this was our press release talking about this officially now. So, if you're at all curious about getting your hands on Octopus and having it hosted via the Azure Marketplace, you can go ahead and do so. This is our lovely press release that's been talking about that, so that's now available. We've got a bunch of other stuff that's been worth talking about. So these are some of the webinars that we have coming up. So later on next week, I'm hosting the 101, and then myself and Steve are going to be hosting a new webinar called the State of CI/CD 2024. This is going to be basically paying very fine-tooth comb over the State of CI/CD report by the CD Foundation. We've then got Kubernetes for the rest of us being hosted by Bob. And then a new one, which we've just announced. This is going to be talking about the new Octopus Deploy app for GitHub. This will be hosted by Michael and Dylan. That's in June. So lots and stuff coming up in terms of webinars. Speaking of the events and such, we've got also a bunch of events that we'll be doing. We'll be over in Europe this week, and also we've got a bunch of other events coming up with Redgate. They're actually in town right now, hosting a bunch of events, and they're going to be over in Brisbane and Sydney and all that sort of great stuff. So lots and lots of stuff there. You can check it out at /events. The new Octopus Deploy app is now in the GitHub Marketplace. So we launched this very recently. This is now available to Octopus Cloud customers, and this is basically giving an ability for us to have a very good integration between GitHub and Octopus Deploy now going forward. So it's providing this sort of seamless experience. So the way that we traditionally supported this was through GitHub Actions, which was more of an explicit call to action, so to speak. Sorry. So with GitHub Actions that we have, you would explicitly invoke certain actions like create release, deploy release, etc. And those would be triggered through your YAML. With the GitHub Deploy Marketplace app, what this allows you to do is basically, so Michael lays it out here. Before we'd have to do this, but now with the GitHub Deploy, the Octopus Deploy GitHub app, not GitHub Deploy, the Octopus Deploy GitHub app, what we can do is we can now install it, and you get this nice little dialog, and you can select it for various repositories. And what it will do is then allow you to integrate with Octopus without any credentials or anything like that. It'll just set up a connection, and then you'll be able to basically start performing operations between GitHub and Octopus through this connection. So this is the settings page that's now exposed through Octopus Cloud if you're running this and you have it turned on. But basically it will allow you to do a bunch of operations against Octopus automatically through GitHub itself. So this is building off of the OIDC work that we talked about earlier in a previous episode of Deploy on Friday. So we needed this first in order to support the latter and with that connection. And so now that we have the GitHub app up in the marketplace, what this will allow you to do is basically trigger releases and do deployments, etc., automatically as part of this. So, which is great.
And that's available for everybody now.
This is exposed through the marketplace and is available through Octopus Cloud customers right now. So that's what this says here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Massive. For me, I think this is like something I've been looking forward to for months and months and months, and I'm really happy that this is now available. So basically, as Michael points out here, immediate benefit for projects using config as code with GitHub. Creating Octopus projects version control in GitHub is now easier and more secure. So that's the idea there. And obviously operations will be able to be triggered, via some of these sort of calls. So,
Nice.
So yeah, super awesome. I'm so happy this is here. It's great. Another innovation we've recently made changes to is our integration with ServiceNow. So ServiceNow is a long-standing integration we've had with Octopus Deploy. You just basically set it up. This is ITSM and allows you to basically have a change, an approval chain, if you will, for doing deployments. So oftentimes with change management tools like ServiceNow, Jira Service Desk, etc., you'll have people who will approve for deployments, and you want those approvals to flow through to tools like Octopus. So the ServiceNow integration that we have allows you to do that. We've added some improvements to this. So now we're surfacing out the task log through ServiceNow. So you'll see this show up in the task log when integrating with ServiceNow. So some of the preconditions for ITSM integration, like, hey, we're waiting for approval, and then once it's approved, go ahead. Emergency changes, so you can now invoke this as part of a ServiceNow change request. So sometimes these will need to be authorized or approved, and this will allow you to do that. And then transition close is state management, for example. And then populating change request fields through Octopus is, again, another field that you can expose through your various deployment processes, which is great.
Nice.
And then finally, another blog post we wrote is this one by Alistair, introducing the Kubernetes agent. So the Kubernetes agent we talked about recently, we did a video about it. It basically allows you to communicate with Octopus, via Octopus to Kubernetes. And we talk a little bit about why we built it. So Octopus can deploy to Kubernetes clusters via the API. The target connects to the target cluster, executing authenticated kube control commands against the cluster. We heard from customers that there's some limitations, so we decided to build this out. So this is basically talking a little bit about this and how it works, the benefits of using it. And so this post by Alistair goes into all this. And this is now exposed to the UI. So you'll see this new Kubernetes agent UI, and then you'll configure it using this dialog. Once it's configured, you'll be able to communicate and deploy. There's some setup procedures you need to do, obviously. So you run a Helm chart here for configuring the NFS CSI driver. This is for doing additional capabilities, and then you install the Kubernetes agent via Helm. And away you go. And then once that's done, you can basically start utilizing it. So that's great.
Really exciting to see what people are going to do with that, I think. Yeah.
What's that? Sorry?
Really exciting to see what people are going to do with that, I think.
Yeah, it should be good. So those are all up on our blog now. These are 3 blog posts that we've recently just published. You'll find them up at /blog. There's Alistair's on the Kubernetes agent. There's Michael's on the Octopus Deploy app in the GitHub marketplace. And then there's Isaac's around ServiceNow integration improvements. Awesome. I know you like lawyers. We've got a lawyer who works at Octopus. Sorry, I had to make a segue.
That's right, me.
Ray's a great guy. We love Ray. Yeah, I know. We love Ray. Ray's great. Ray won an award recently. He won the Defense, Security, and/or Cyber Lawyer of the Year at the Lawyers Weekly Corporate Council Awards. So this is his award here. And we're happy for Ray. Ray's a great guy. He does a great job at Octopus. Keeps us trouble. And, that's what lawyers do, I guess. And, so congrats to Ray.
Awesome.
It's awesome. Raziel was recently interviewed by Jeffrey Palermo for the Azure DevOps podcast, where he talked about GitOps. GitOps, of course, is something that we do a lot of now, given the fact that we've acquired CodeFresh. If you want to find out more about this, you can go to learning.codefresh.io. We've got certifications there for GitOps and GitOps-based development and deployment. And so Raziel talked to Jeffrey about GitOps, what it is, how it works, why it's important, why you should consider it, etc. So you can check that out there. Wrapping up with a couple of other things. This is the picture I was going to show you about the event in Brisbane, the Redgate Summit that's occurring there. You can see Steve Jones here talking to folks. He's kind of hard not to miss. So Steve's there, and we were at this event, and we've been doing a lot of events with Redgate. They're friends of ours, so that's great to see. And then finally, wrapping things up, the people team, the finance and operations teams gathered, and they were doing some axe throwing. So thought it'd be kind of fun just to showcase our fine skills there. We need the Octopus logo with 8 axes, I guess, in our arms. So there you go.
Look out, HR is armed.
That's right. Well, this is finance and operations, close.
Finance and operations. Sorry, I thought it was people.
So cool, awesome stuff. Well, that about wraps it up for another week of what happened at Octopus Deploy. If you happen to stumble across this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Happy deployments, everyone. We'll see you next week. Take care.